welcome to the Connors and Ferris High School Sports Show. I'm Jeff DiVeronica with Steve Bradley, my longtime co-host, well, actually fairly new co-host, Steve, but a longtime colleague at the Democrat Chronicle.
Yeah, 3 years, but I'll take it. You know that I'm no rookie anymore.
So we're just doing history with our next guest, Fairport Volleyball, and we think the last time or only time a Fairport team won a championship in girls volleyball was 1980. That was when Steve and I were even young people then. So younger than our next guest. So let's introduce them. The coach of the Red Raiders, Trisha Forgensi. Did I get that right?
You did. Nice job.
I got a vowel at the end of my name. You'd hope I would be able to get that. Also with us, I'm going to call you the Big Smooth middle hitter junior Meghan Clifford.
Okay.
6'3", and
Yes.
sophomore outside hitter Keira Cornman joins us. Two of the three captains, and our third captain is not here. Senior libero Michelina Williams also. Yeah. So three of the leaders for the Red Raiders. Off to a good start, 4-0 as we record this, and I know I saw some interviews. Got to give Primetime some love, and it appears from what I'm hearing, it's going to be Fairport and Penfield, and we'll see who's better on the day. Coach, what do you like about this team? And then we'll talk about your players on the screen here too.
Absolutely. So we have been building a culture. I joined the Fairport family about 4 years ago, and my first goal when coming in, I knew I was always going to have great athletes. The Fairport breeds great athletes, but I knew that I had to start creating a culture. And so from day one, and these girls that's with me now, have been with me for pretty much the long haul. We've just built this culture of our motto this year is one family. We are one family on the court, off the court, and we will work together. So I think that's kind of what sets us apart from some of these other teams, is that we play for each other and not for our own individual stats. And we really enjoy making each other proud and making each other excited about the game.
Meghan, with the culture, you can't fake culture. So what makes this team close? What makes it one family?
I think we all want the same thing. We all just want each other to be the best that we can be. And we just want to, like, I don't know, we just, like, I don't know any other way to describe it. It's just, we are just a family. Like, we've played together. Some of us have played together for years, and we know each other, and we know, like, how to make each other better. So I think just, like, all of those factors just, like, make it so, like, we get along so well, and we all just want the same thing in the end.
Well, you're off to a terrific start this fall. You swept Olympia, you beat St. Mary's in 4 sets, you swept Spencerport, and as we record this early in the middle of this week here, you swept Victor 25-13, 25-19, 25-18, and that's the two-time defending Section 5 champ. They won 4 out of the last 5 sectional titles, defending state champ. Coach Glover's going to get mad at me, but I saw they also lost to Penfield. But so, Coach, I'll put this on you, but I'm guessing Victor's they're not exactly Victor right now. Doesn't mean they might not become Victor, but they've lost some horses over there. That being said, you're playing Victor and you beat him pretty good. How well did your girls play in that match?
You know, we came out obviously with the mentality that Victor is always Victor. Glover knows what he's doing over there at Victor. So no matter the squad he has on that court, we know that they're going to come out hard and aggressive. So we went in with the right mentality of and this is our mentality throughout the entire season, is we will not play down to every team. We are going to play Fairport volleyball from beginning to end. So I think that with that, my girls came out with a really good head on their shoulders, saying we're not underestimating any team. We are going to be us, and we are going to stay true to who we are. And we were able to get many of our players on, not just our starters in the last 2 games. So having my starters kind of prepare the success at the beginning of the game gives us confidence to be able to play every single one of our players that deserves that time on the court too. So it was really cool.
Keira, volleyball is such an emotional sport. Point to point, everything. Your team looks like it has a lot of energy. Coaches always say that the best energy comes when players create it. Who's the person, or how does your team create its own energy?
Well, she's not here today, but I think we have to give a big shout out to our senior captain, Michelina. Every time she comes on the court, she just brings all of her energy. If you watch any of her playing, it's just super exciting just to watch her cheering. She's been playing on this team, I think it's since 9th grade, so she has a bunch of experience too. So I would have to give the credit to her. I think she really just brings up all of our energy, and just the fact that we just support each other is really important.
Now you're just a sophomore, but I know you have a pretty good lineage with this group. You came up as a seventh grader for sectionals, eighth grader as a full-time varsity player. I guess, what was it like to join varsity that young? Was it intimidating? How did you manage that emotionally? I guess, and maybe advice would you give to another young student athlete coming up? And how do you deal with that?
Oh, I was petrified coming up as a seventh grader going to go to sectionals with that team. I was so scared, and I feel like what I could have done better is I could have been like, I guess I was very quiet and unsure of myself, and just be like make sure to communicate with all the other players on the court was a super big thing. Yeah.
Steve, let's take that break. Let's take that break and back.
Okay.
Yeah, let's take a quick break here. You're watching Fairport girls volleyball, one of the contenders in Class AA, along with, we might even have to break down Penfield a little bit. I hear that Penfield's got a pretty good player over there. I've heard a little bit about her. You're watching us right here on Rock Sports Now on YouTube, the Cosm Ferris High School Sports Show.
Whether it was Dad letting you grill for the first time, or Grandpa taking you out to a ball game, or even a summer picnic before the fireworks on the 4th of July, Zweigels has created generations of memories that shape who we are and what our community has become.
I'm a biomedical sciences major. My goal is to one day open up my own pediatric office. I want to create an environment almost similar to the environment that Roberts creates for me. I want them to walk into the doctor's office and feel love. When I got here, I was just like, yeah, this is home. This is where I need to be. Be prepared for an adventure, be prepared for a journey, and enjoy the journey.
When it comes to workers' comp, things can change quickly.
The only way to make sure your rights are protected is to have a trusted, committed attorney on your side.
An attorney who has devoted their career to helping injured workers.
Someone to fight for the money and medical benefits you deserve.
The only person on your side
is the attorney at your side.
Connors and Ferris, your workers' comp attorneys.
There are plenty of professional sports teams in Rochester, but there's also a lot of great high school sports action in each town in our area. When's the last time you checked out a high school game? Section 5 sports are about more than just wins and losses. They're about teaching teamwork, dedication, and discipline. So support the kids who play for your school. Get out and watch a high school game today. For more information, including schedules, rosters, and stats, visit section5.org. That's sectionv.org. Brought to you by the Monroe County League and Section 5.
Sweet baby, oh baby,
You know, whether you come here as a sixth grader or a ninth grader, you have to spend your 4, 5, 6 years here and just get involved in so many different things. And then you're going to go out and set fire on the earth. When you get through McQuay Jesuit, you're not going to fail when you get out in the world.
So from the consultation to the installation, I think the word that comes to mind is easy. I've talked to a lot of people where their renovations have been nothing but headaches, and this was never a headache. It was easy. From the moment Marty came and talked with me about all the options and about all the process, he was so easy to talk to. It was like talking to an old friend. Laid everything out. There was no pressure. I just felt very at ease about the whole process. And then when Ryan came, he was in at 8 o'clock and he was out by 3:30. It was incredible. And with the supply chain issues right now, the one thing that I loved the best about Bathfitter was that they do all of their own production and then they also do their own installation. So it was a quick process. We were able to get the installation date within a few weeks, and it was just easy. And we are so thrilled with our brand new gleaming tub. So we couldn't be happier.
Welcome back to the Connors and Ferris High School Sports Show. Jeff, DiVeronica, and Steve Bradley here. We're talking with two Fairport captains and also their coach, Trisha Forgensi, athletes and coaches in cars doing interviews. Steve, we did a little bit of this last year, and we're excited to do that. Steve, you have a question for
last night
Coach.
too with Paul Gotham, so we're on a roll with that.
You have a question for Coach, sir?
Yeah, Coach, you talked about creating a culture, and in the first segment, and the girls talked about it, but you know, how do you do that? You know, a lot of people come in and say they're going to do it, but the how is the dirty work. And what went into building what you have right now?
It takes a lot of work. And I think it's always called the $1 million question, is if I could answer that specifically and say that it was all something specific that I did, then I would get paid $1 million because everyone wants to do it and we could write a book about it and create it. But I do think it comes from leadership of, I've done captain training with my captains where we read through how to be a good leader. We have had certain team bondings that just allow us that time to get to know each other as people and not just as players on the court. At practices, even today, I stress we are a team, and although we get competitive, we are still supporting one another across the net at practices. Every time that we walk into a gym, we are making sure that everyone is mentally tough for the day. So it really just comes from a beginning to end process, whether you see them in the school or whether it's on the court at practice or at a game. We are supporting one another, and it's not always easy because we are girls and we are women, and sometimes we tend to get sassy, but I think that they do a really nice job of always bringing it back to saying that these are the people I'm spending the most time with, so why not be part of this family?
Meghan, we found out more about Keira and her journey to the varsity. How about you? When did you come up to varsity? And then I'll ask you a little bit about being a tall player. Like, when did you know volleyball is going to be my thing? Because I'm sure the basketball coach probably wanted to get you on their team too. So gladly you can do both. But do you play hoops? Do you
I
play
don't.
basketball?
I never have. I've never been good at it. I don't.
Okay. So how many years varsity for you here at volleyball?
So I've been playing on varsity since my freshman year.
Okay. And when did volleyball become part of your life where you thought, okay, this could be a thing?
Well, it's actually kind of a funny story. So I did gymnastics before I started playing volleyball, which is kind of strange because gymnastics players are supposed to be like short. So I quit when I was like 5'10", you know, with all of like the 5'2" girls. And then
that's a pretty long fall from the balance beam. The higher up you go, right?
Yeah, definitely. And I think I kind of found my way into volleyball. Like I was like talking to my parents one night and I was like, I might as well like put my height to good use and just like try out volleyball, see if I'm good at it. Like, so yeah.
And the first couple years were a little shaky with that. We called it giraffe limbs. But
yeah.
By ninth grade, we were a little shocked with the growth over 8th grade to 9th grade, not height growth, but volleyball growth. So
yeah.
And Steve, go ahead and ask my question now. I was like asking Steve. Go ahead.
Question. I forgot what your question was. I was thinking I had one for Keira though, and it's about you know, the whole team thing. Coaches talked about culture, and you know, you're a sophomore. You talked about coming up in 7th grade and being scared, but now that you're a sophomore and you're a leader, how would you carry on your experiences to help younger players feel part of the team and part of the family in the future?
Oh, for our younger players, I always just checking up on them because I know, especially coming up and being a younger player, you're just going to be more nervous and more hesitant to reach out. But I think that our program especially has had a good track record of having we had 3 9th graders starting last year, so they could play, knowing that they could play a big role. You gotta I guess respect them as players.
So you played in the Penfield tournament, and that usually attracts a great field. I know Victor's got a tournament coming up this weekend you're going to be a part of too. You were 6-0 in pool play in Penfield, then you beat Thomas, you beat Brighton, and then you lost in the semifinals to Shenandoah out of the Albany area. And they're always very good. They have a great program, many sports. Then they went on to beat Penfield. So I'm always a big proponent, Coach, that teams learn the most from losses than necessarily wins. Some coaches might say, well, you got to learn how to win too. But I guess, what did you learn about from your team from the Shen game, Coach?
Absolutely. Shen is an amazing team. They have one or two really, really solid players that we have not been able to see yet in Section 5. And even the level of competition they were able to offer us, we have not been able to see. So it is really, really important for us to just experience that. And so when we went up against them, we did have the benefit of hosting them for just a practice scrimmage the night before to kind of see how they play. And we got to know some of the players because we never see them, which is really cool. And knowing what we were going into helped, but obviously not quite enough. We took the first match from them pretty easily, and then the second match went into overtime. And I think that third match, we realized that we are exhausted. And I think that sometimes our stamina it could get the best of us. Now, in these long tournaments, we don't play many of them throughout the year, so it's not something I'm extremely worried about, but it definitely is a big sight for us to see, okay, how can we battle through our exhaustion, whether it's mentally or physically on the court, and make sure that we put our best foot forward throughout the whole game. So I think that last match against them, or last set, we definitely just kind of fell into our own mental and physical exhaustion. So it is definitely, we worked on what do we do in those moments to try to battle back through them.
Meghan and Keira, maybe just kind of a 1-2 for you on that. What did you learn from that match, and how does that match help you grow and improve the rest of the way?
Yeah, I think like building on to what like my coach said, like I think our stamina, I think we were just really tired. It was a really long day. It was a lot of games, and I think with that like exhaustion, we just lost our energy. And I think energy is the most important part of why like we play so well together. Like when we're really energetic and we're really excited about like everything that's going on, we play so much better. So I think the fact that we were exhausted and we just had lost all our energy really like swayed us to lose that game, which was a tough lesson for us. So yeah.
Keira, does coach have you all running stairs and running bleachers now, or what's going on?
We did a lot of conditioning before season started, like preseason. Now not as much, but we're still doing conditioning.
Yeah.
All right, Mr. Bradley, will you ring the bell for me here and ask a question about the girl of Penfield, please?
Sure, Coach. Obviously, Fairport and Penfield, border rivals, very competitive in several sports. You know each other well. Volleyball culture, especially in the area, all the top players play either with or against each other all summer. So, talk to us about Nicole Bell from Penfield.
So I've had the benefit, I coach at the same club as Nicole plays for in the off season, and I have just seen the magic that this girl can create on the court. She is a very strong player, a really good teammate, and she definitely can run that Penfield squad pretty well. She has a lot of strength behind her swings and a lot of smarts behind what she does as well. So we are definitely preparing to go up against her. I hope she doesn't hear this too soon, because obviously she can change her mind of what she's going to do, because we're going to go prepare against her. But she is definitely a strength, especially in her serving. So we do not see a lot of powerful topspin serves pretty much anymore in volleyball in general. Not many people utilize it anymore. It's more of a float serve. So when we go up against someone with that, we haven't practiced it that often. So it's something that we have to somewhat simulate. And I think that's where she gets a lot of her individual points against, because we're just not used to seeing it. We're not used to practicing against it. We don't know how to adjust to it. So she's a great player. She's a great girl. I'm excited for her. I know that she just committed to University of Albany as a player. So I think she has a bright future ahead of her as well.
Well, it's Thursday, September 22nd, no matter when this airs, Fairport at Penfield, and then the return match. It's going to be a nice little preview, Steve. October 20th, Penfield will come over to Fairport. East Side rivalry heats up, and maybe that's just the part one and part two of what could be a three-part series. Maybe Coach Glover, I guess he just goes by one name. He's like, people just say Glover. They just know who he is.
Yes, he's known as Glover.
Does he still have the beard? Is the beard still there for him?
Yeah.
Oh yeah. At least he doesn't have to wear a mask over it now. It looks a little bit better without the mask.
So give me a little bit about setter on this team, and a little bit, Coach. Tell me a little bit more about Michelina, we heard about her energy, but give me a couple of snapshots of some of the other kids on this team that are critical, because you can't beat anybody two or 3 on 6.
Are you talking about Fairport team?
Your team, yeah, no, enough about Penfield now.
Okay. My team's awesome. We do have a sophomore setter who started setting as of last year. She was a middle for the first part of her career in volleyball and realized that her growth might have stunted there. So we kind of took what we knew about her and some of her strengths, and she definitely does have the leadership on a court. So she's still learning her way around the position, but she's doing an amazing job and definitely has had a lot of growth from last year to this year.
And her name is? And her name is?
That's Lana Wood. Thank you, Lana Wood. Michelina Williams is our starting libero, and we also have a very other competitive junior libero that they kind of share a lot of time, and that's Peyton Snyder. Both of them have so many strengths. If I could play them both all the time, I would. They are probably 2 of the best in Monroe County, and of course they're both on my team because they'd be starting anywhere else. But we're very, very lucky to have them competing with each other as well. They make each other better players just by making sure to have that competition between each other. It's a healthy competition. And then we have an amazing right side in Avery Harris, who is also a sophomore. She jumps out of the sky, and she's probably definitely one of the best blockers in Section 5 right now. So we're going to pin her up against Nicole Bell and see if she can stop her and shut her down with Meghan Clifford on her side. So we have a lot of amazing, amazing players. And even in my second and third string, I could put anyone out there, and I have the faith that they'll all do their job. And that's the only reason I keep them on the team. I don't keep anyone that won't be able to play.
Steve, I think I know where this team gets some of its energy from. You can hear the excitement in the coach's voice about coaching these girls. So, yeah, is that where it comes from, ladies? Meghan?
For sure. For sure.
Yeah.
Just the time and effort that she puts into this team. She's like, Keira, I've been thinking about this all night while I come to practice.
Yeah.
I don't know how she does it and works.
Yeah, I don't, and has a child, a 2-year-old child.
Yeah.
I don't know how she balances it all.
It's a testament to, she can tell she loves what she does. You can just hear it in her voice.
Yeah.
Ladies, great to meet you all, and wish you the best of luck moving forward. Thanks for making some time for us. Start with you. Meghan, thanks for being on our show. We appreciate it.
Thank you. Yeah, I appreciate being here. Thank you.
Keira, thanks for being on our program. We appreciate that.
Thank you. Thank you for having me.
And Coach, get out of here and go give that little child a kiss. Is it a boy or a girl?
It's child. A girl, Kinsley.
You give Kinsley a kiss from us too. And Steve Bradley, seriously, thanks for being on our program. We appreciate it. Steve Bradley, thanks for being on. Yeah, good luck to you. I won an award once when I covered high school volleyball in Ohio. And they were played in the fall then, and there was winter still here. I just tell you what, it's some of the most exciting girls sports you're going to find is watching a good girls volleyball match. Is one of the most exciting girls sports you're going to watch, folks.
For sure.
So get out there and support. Thursday night, I don't think I have a school board meeting on the 22nd of September. Maybe I'll get over to Penfield and watch that match.
Yeah. Let us know. I'll wear a Fairport shirt so you can wear it.
Well, I'll wear red, and then no one knows who I'm rooting for. Right?
Good plan.
True. Win-win.
For Steve Bradley, my name's Jeff DiVeronica. Thanks for watching us right here on YouTube. It's the Connors and Ferris High School Sports Show.